Today's Dallas Cowboys Report is presented by Vincero Collective. If you're not familiar with Vincero yet, they make exceptionally crafted and stylish watches at affordable prices like this one right here. And since you're watching the Cowboys Report, you're probably playing fantasy football and probably going to win this year. Spend your winnings in advance with a Vincero Collective watch. They're giving you their best deal yet, 20% off and free shipping when you use code CHAT over at vincerocollective.com/chat. Let's preview week 2. As we mentioned, winning, maybe not what Dallas is going to do. This line opened before the season as Cowboys -1. It is now Bengals -7.5, and I would not be shocked at all if that line went more and more in favor of the Bengals closer to kickoff. Now, both teams coming off pretty disappointing losses. You know, the Cowboys laid an egg offensively. Now their quarterback and starting left guard and starting safety are hurt. The Bengals had 5 turnovers. Their long snappers hurt. They had a backup in there, cost them a win. It was very sloppy play from Cincinnati, but the Bengals have Joe Burrow. The Cowboys are starting Cooper Rush in week 2. Now, there is some Cooper Rush magic with the win over the Vikings, who said they were not prepared for Rush to start, which is kind of funny to me. Not that it should have mattered. Dak's out with that thumb injury. He'll miss, I'm just going to say 4 to 8 weeks. I have no idea how long he'll really be out. I don't even know if the Cowboys actually know that. Rush was good last year against Minnesota. 24 of 40. Some explosive plays were to be had. Now, some of those most explosive ones went to players no longer on your roster, and Rush is the definition of a bus driver all the way through from that perspective. That's a bit of a question mark I have from that standpoint in terms of, okay, how reliable are you going to be in terms of making plays for Rush? Can you get the ball to your playmakers? You don't have that many of anymore because you chose to get worse on offense. So be honest with me. What is your confidence level in Cooper Rush? Scale this for me from 1 to 100. 1, of course, on the low end, 100 on the high end. If you're on the 100, sell me some of what you're smoking. Get those answers in for me in the comment section. Let's look at the injury report this week for the Dallas Cowboys. 4 DNPs earlier this week, I should say. All 4 guys who are probably going to miss some time. Dak Prescott, of course, the thumb, 4 to 8 weeks there. Connor McGovern did not participate with an ankle. He's going to miss time. Cowboys said maybe 2 for a high ankle sprain. Yeah, I don't know about that one there. We'll see if that's the truth or not. Jayron Kearse has the knee. He's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks. That's a much more realistic timeline. Tarell Basham, by the way, does have a thigh contusion. He could be an IR stash candidate since you do have depth at defensive end. Michael Gallup, more on him in a little bit. He's still not quite ready to go, but he is getting closer. I think week 3, Monday Night Football. First, who you got in this matchup? Be honest with me in the comment section. C for the Cowboys, B for the Bengals. Let me know who you've got winning in NFL Week 2. It's the pinned comment, actually, so if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, type in your C or your B in what I call the Downey Bowl, since my wife and her family and most of my family are Bengals fans. Not looking forward to that one. All right, Gallup latest. Let's come back to Gallup, right? Returned to 7-on-7 drills for the first time on Wednesday. Had he gone on IR, he wouldn't have been able to do this stuff. He would have been unable to practice. They're ramping him up here using that 21-day window you get when you are after the 4 weeks of IR. Early for Dallas. He's not going to play this week. I don't think the Cowboys will play their gamesmanship stuff. I think week 3, Monday Night Football, Giants, that is the game to keep an eye out for a potential Gallup return. In the meantime, it's CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown. Dennis Houston got the work over Jalen Tolbert, which I don't really think makes any sense. We'll talk about Tolbert, though, I promise you, later on in today's show. But first, like I mentioned, today's show is made possible by Vincero Collective. If you're not familiar with them, exceptionally crafted, stylish watches at affordable prices. You can look like a baller without having to spend like one. Man, you play fantasy football, you like to win, you'll probably win your league because you're watching the Cowboys Report. It makes you a smart fan. If you're looking for the perfect accessory to help elevate your style this season, spend some of that championship payout now, because for a limited time only, get 20% off and free shipping with code CHAT at vincerocollective.com/chat. They work with any outfit, any trend, any in-office day, night out, whatever. Perfect gift for yourself or for someone you love. Don't take my word for it. Over 30,000 5-star reviews. Vincero offers a shopping experience you can trust. They can only offer this discount for a limited time, so don't wait or it'll be too late. Get 20% off and free shipping site-wide with code CHAT at VinceroCollective.com/chat. Support our show and use code CHAT at VinceroCollective.com/chat. To be a winner, you got to dress the part, and that's where Vincero Collective steps in. I'm wearing that watch right there. This one right here, a ton of other ones. I love this one, too. This is Harrison's watch. It's fire. I love the dark gray black design. It's awesome right there. You want to do a real power play in your fantasy league? Take a picture of your Vincero watch, throw it in the fantasy group chat, and say, look at what I bought because I know I'm going to win fantasy. That's a power play right there. That link, VinceroCollective.com/chat, is in the comments section and in the description. Let's move now to how to win with Cooper Rush. Number one is run the ball and be able to. Now, if you're going, that's the same thing, Tom. Yes, but no. The Cowboys did run the ball well in week one. Elliott got you almost 5 yards every single time. It was a very effective running game. However, they weren't able to run the football because they were behind the chains so frequently. Penalties, mistakes. You pick up 8 yards on a run, then you false start. Now it's 2nd and 8, and now you're not in an obvious run situation. Here are the early down run rates versus expected. These are some nerd stuff, I know, but here's the teams who ran it more frequently than everybody else. The Niners and Bears to your top three. That game was played in a monsoon. Makes sense, right? The Giants have Daniel Jones at QB. They want to run the football because he's bad. The Cleveland Browns, they're a run-first team. So are the Detroit Lions, plus 12%, plus 9%. Dallas was plus 8%. So when they were able to, they ran it more frequently than the vast majority of NFL teams. They just weren't able to because, as we'll get into, the offense was a mess in week one. And I think it can only get better. Hopefully. Now, look, we'll be live for this game and all the others. Even if the Cowboys are bad, they're great, they're good, they're indifferent, we're live for all Cowboys games. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. Number two, everyone help everyone. Allow me to explain what this means. The offense was a disaster in week one. The things that went right were, I thought Tyler Smith played pretty well. I don't think Zach Martin played quite the way we expect Zach Martin to normally play. The ground game was fine. But among your issues in week one, your play design was terrible. You're dialing up third down plays where two routes make sense, and they're too high coverage. It's just taken away immediately. There's nothing to stretch the defense. You're trying to have your cover two beaters, and those don't really make that much sense with the plays you're running. You had drops. Your route was not good enough. You were not creating separation, and when you did create some separation, your quarterback play was bad. He wasn't throwing it into tight windows. Your pass protection was not great. There was a touchdown on the field. Matt Farniok got worked. CeeDee Lamb is wide open for 6. Your quarterback had no chance to get there because Farniok got beat so bad. Oh, you wanted to run the football? You couldn't because you shot yourself in the foot so many times with penalties. If you can work on a couple of those things, everything's cyclical in the NFL. Everything impacts everything on offense. Your pass pro's bad, it impacts the quarterback and your offense and your passing game and your receivers. Your play design's bad, you're really hurting there. There is all of the blame to go around. I'm not excusing anyone, parentheses the quarterback and Dak, right? You got to get better across the board because your offensive plan was, well, Dak will carry us. And now your plan shot out the window because he's gone. So you got to do those first 4 things a hell of a lot better than what you did in week one, or it's going to be another disaster. So with that negative comment in mind, but it's also the truth, predict the score for me of Cowboys against the Bengals. Let me know in the comment section. Cowboys, Bengals, who you got, and the score prediction. Number 3, the defense balls out. You are banking on your defense being awesome. And maybe, unfortunately, maybe some confidence-building stuff. Joe Burrow did not play very well in week one. I made the joke that NFL week one makes more sense when you realize that Geno Smith, Space Jam style, stole the powers of Dak and Joe Burrow, and that's why they had not good performances. The Bengals should have won that game, but Burrow had 4 interceptions and a fumble. There are issues on that Bengals offense. The offensive line is still not great. Tank Lawrence and Micah Parsons know how to beat Lyle Collins, and Jonah Williams got beat 3 times by Alex Highsmith. He's a good player. He ain't Micah, though. One big thing to keep an eye out for, by the way, in this game, when the Bengals go under center, It's a run about 90% of the time. They have a massive tell when they line up under center with Joe Burrow. It's almost always a handoff. Now, they can mix in some, back to the defense play action stuff, but it's a huge tell for Cincinnati. So keep that in mind. I'll try to, when we're broadcasting the game live, make sure you guys are subscribed. Number 4, special teams is special. There were some issues in week 1. You did not set up your Kevontae Turpin kick returns well at all. Also, you kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball with your field position because of those penalties on special teams. The Cowboys were backed up. There was a point where the Bucs, it was 4 or 5 drives in, the Bucs' worst field position was the Cowboys' best. I ain't going to cut it, I promise you on that front there. So you need better special teams play. Maher did his job. Anger was good. You need a big play somehow on special teams to help turn the tide of that game. Number 5, and this maybe actually isn't how to win with Rush, but it's what you should do. Play your young kids. Sam Williams, 6 snaps against the Bucs in week 1. Was he good in those 6 snaps? No. Now, it was only 6 snaps. I don't think you can really read that much into it because it was mostly garbage time anyway, but you should play Sam Williams more, especially with Tarell Basham banged up. Throw him out there. What's the worst that happens? You lose? You're already a touchdown plus underdog. Also, why is Jalen Tolbert not playing? Seriously. Why? I know my brother said, well, special teams because he missed time with the hamstring. He missed hamstring time in OTAs. Are we serious? We're going to act, and Mike is protecting his guy. I respect him for it. It's all good. But let's not pretend like your 3rd-round pick getting beat out by Noah Brown and a rookie UDFA and Dennis Houston and Smith Hoko was because, special teams. Because he wasn't good enough on offense. That's why. If he was good enough to be your receiver 3 like he needs to be right now, he'd be playing. You would have played Noah Brown more on special teams. Instead, he was inactive. Put him out there. I need better playmakers at receiver. Come on. Fehoko had it splashed in garbage time. Noah Brown is who Noah Brown has always been. CeeDee Lamb was held in check. Get Tolbert out there. 3rd-round pick, he needs to be playing. Even if it's bad, okay, fine. You have no expectations this week. You're playing a better football team. You're a huge home dog. Try some things out. Can't do more of the same and expect the results to change. Earlier, I asked you for your score prediction. Here's mine. Bengals win 23-13, which for the record, I will hate. Because like I mentioned earlier, my family, my wife, they're big Bengals fans. Bengals have always been number 2 for me, but it's Cowboys number 1 through everything. I'm still going to cheer for the Cowboys. I would love a win. I would love to be able to talk trash and be like, you guys lost to Cooper Rush. That sucks for you. They're already kind of in shambles over the offensive line again, so I'd love to body them there. But I think the Bengals find a way to get the win. It has not worked so far, my friends. The Bully the Cowboys 2022 campaign has been a disaster because you're not typing flags enough. Let's get it changed. Spam flags multiple times if you want, and hopefully it's not 10 penalties again in week 2 for the Dallas Cowboys.